I was attending a function at the Outreach Church, Lexington Road, St. Peter's Church. They had a special singer that was coming in to celebrate the new year, and I was attending the service with my mom. It was a great service, had a great turnout, a couple hundred people that were there, that filled the church. And then after the performance, and we brought in the New Year's with fireworks and everything in the church, we exited the church. We exited the far right door. My mom and I were proceeding out of the door towards the parking lot where we parked on the left side. There's parking on the right. And we crossed over that parking. We had cleared the first row, and I was approaching the second row when I heard popping noises in the distance. It was, for my trajectory, because I was walking at an angle, it would have been to my far right. And I heard this popping, pop, 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 pop. And I was like, wow. I said, they're really celebrating 2025. I said, we have fireworks in the church, we got fireworks outside the church. And the woman who was walking a little ahead of me turned around and looked at me and said, baby, that's not fireworks. And I looked at her and I said, what do you mean? I said, don't you hear the popping? I said, and she said, turn around and said it again. And she had a very stern look in her face. And then it resonated what she was saying to me. And the woman who was a little behind me off to the side here, she said, it's getting rough out here. And she pulled up her trench coat around her neck. And I said, oh my God, I need to get to my car. And I changed my gait. And instead of walking at an angle, I turned to walk straight up the row because I realized that I was at the second row and I had parked at the fourth row. So I said, if I go up straight, then I'll go over and get to the car and mom will be behind me. And as soon as I took a step and a half, I felt this warm sensation and I felt like I was frozen. I didn't know what had happened. All I knew is it was this warm sensation that came over my body and I felt frozen. Next thing I know, I was on the ground and I was looking at my hand and it was just covered in blood. It had red all over it. And somebody, I don't know who, rolled me over on my back. And I remember my mom telling me, where are you hurt? Asking me, where are you hurt? And I said, my shoulder, because it was like this whole left side of me felt solid. It was like throbbing, like pain, excruciating pain coming from this side. And the next thing I remember was this gentleman, I don't know who he was, but he kept popping me in the face saying, stay awake, stay awake. And I just said, well, listen, let me just close my eyes for a little bit. And he said, no, stay with me. Keep talking to me. Krishana, what's your name? And popping me in the face. And then the next thing I know, the EMTs, they were coming and they were doing something. And I was in an ambulance and I went to the hospital.
So tell me where you were shot.
I was shot in the neck and I was shot here. It was a straight on bullet. According to my doctor, it was a fairly large caliber gun. And the bullet is still lodged in my neck on the left side. And it just missed my carotid artery and other major arteries in my neck. But it is lodged in my kind of neck shoulder area. And I do have shrapnel throughout my left side in my shoulder from the bullet that entered my body. He said if it would have been a little bit to the right, I potentially could have been paralyzed or I would not be here. I would be dead.